Parents have this myth that IB doesn't have examination. No, we don't believe in paper pen concept, but we definitely believe in assessing a child. And like say example, you come here with a show and tell. For me, that is an assessment. Are you able to talk about a particular object or not able to talk about a particular object? So it's as simple as that. You don't need to make assessments so complicated.
Hi, welcome to Yellow Slate, your very own school search engine that helps you find the best schools for your kid based on various filters and parameters. Today, we have Ms. Shalini, who's the Early Years Program Coordinator at Mount Litera School International, which is in BKC in Mumbai. Let's speak to her and understand more about the IB curriculum and early years in specific. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you.
To begin with, even before parents look into the curriculum and the learning process, something that they are really concerned about is this separation anxiety during the early years, like once they join the school. So, how do you tackle that in the school international?
It's an emotion, right? That the whole anxiety process that happens. So for us, the first few weeks, we let the parents come in just in case to get them comfortable, because for a child, imagine coming out of the cocoon and going to a different space. So we let the parents come in, and eventually, so in the initial days also, we don't start with any curriculum. It's just simply play, just be yourself, not letting them meet new people, because it gets very overwhelming for them also. So let them take their own pace and time. At the same time, we don't have longer hours for them. We cut down with our time schedule, ensuring that, as time, the transition is more smoother. And then eventually, yeah, they have their wings in their classrooms.
Great. And it's so important that at that stage, the methodology should be playful, but at the same time, whatever they're going to learn has to be purposeful. So, what sort of challenges do you face while designing this curriculum and the methodology?
So the thing is, no doubt, our IB gives us the framework. So here comes the real thing that, because it's quite broader in term. So as a teacher, as a curriculum coordinator, I want to do this. I want to do this concept. I want to teach, because we meet different teachers, we meet different coordinators. So I know so and so school is doing even this concept, and so school is doing this concept. To make it more individualized, personalized, and customized, that's where the challenge comes in the picture. So while I would also give you an example here, if a particular child is interested, say we are teaching about animals, but a particular child wants to learn about dinosaur, so whole thing deviates to something more differently, right? So the whole thing of customization for us, it's sometimes gets challenging, but it's more fun also for a teacher. So also comes here is the teacher's understanding. So that's also a little bit challenging certain times, but yeah, with training, with all the processes, we get in the process.
But to be able to make learning so customized, don't you think it is challenging for the bandwidth of a teacher? Because every class will have X number of students and to be able to do it for everyone. So there, how do you deal with that?
I would be in a denial no for it, because it's been for me 14 years in the journey. And the best part of IB is that, like, you as a person, you get the liberty to design your own curriculum. So thanks to Google, thanks to the AI, which has come up. But otherwise, I am a learner too. Like as a teacher, if I know tomorrow I want to come up with a certain concept, I will learn what is new, what is in town maybe, or what is something new I can bring in the picture. So I'm not into that structured curriculum. Say I get a particular book. So, as a teacher in a traditional school, they do a rote learning. I don't need to do that. I need to be just giving, like, I can do whatever I want, what my kids want to learn, not what I want to teach. And that's the charm of IB.
So at the end of the year or probably at a regular intervals, how do you evaluate the learning process? Like in case if you have to gauge the performance of a student based on their learnings, how do you do that?
Good question. Most of the parents ask me this question. So the thing is, we do something called formative assessments. So when I say formative assessments, it's an ongoing process. I'll just give you an example here. So when you cook, you don't go to the end process. When you eat, you know how's it. But there is the ingredients that comes in the process, at how much ingredients you put in. The same way for my children also. We take a stop in every learning journey and see what they know. Example, if I'm teaching them, suppose, say a particular letter, and at some point I stop, I reflect, are they able to understand? If not, I will go back. So it's like a reflection for me as a teacher and for the child also, that a particular class is not able to pick up a certain concept. It's okay. I can pause here, go back, reflect on it, again go into it. So there are various methods to it. I want to give it this example because parents have this myth that IB doesn't have examination. No, we don't believe in paper pen concept, but we definitely believe in assessing a child. And like, say, example, you come here with a show and tell. For me, that is an assessment. Are you able to talk about a particular object or not able to talk about a particular object? So it's as simple as that. You don't need to make assessments so complicated.
Got it. And the general perception is there's IB, which is very expensive. And how do you generally justify the kind of fee structure for IB, especially in the early years?
So I'll tell you something is, see, yes, IB is definitely an expensive program. Because IB itself has this whole the concept, what the fees that we give it to the IB. Okay, that's also a huge amount. It's not the school. It's people have this thing that school is taking so much of money. No, it's there's a huge lump sum that we pay to IB. Apart from it, when you come to, I mean, I want to give you an example. Like when you go to a restaurant, right? Pasta in one particular restaurant is priced differently. Pasta in a five stars differently because you get that service, right? You are served in a different table. You are served more customized. The waiter will come to you 100 times. The same way in a IB school because your child is getting individual attention. The curriculum, no doubt, in a traditional school is designed for everybody the same. We customize it. Like I started with that only. There's a lot of differentiation. Examples, Sanatan, if you are good at dancing and I am good at maybe storytelling, I will brush up your skill in that way. And that's what we want as parents. We want to see our children, right? Not running in the rat race. That's the reason we are pretty expensive because our teachers are age trained. So our teachers come in high prices. Yes, I would agree to it. Secondly, is even the things that you see in our classroom, they come with a cost price. And everything is quite quality based, I would say. So even that cost
Yeah.
price is additionally added. Coming back to our school is definitely a luxury school. Reason is we have so many specialists in the classroom. Plus, we have a customized program. We give in school. We have also have aqua fitness. We provide lunch. We provide snacks, breakfast, everything in the school. So imagine everything under one roof turns out to be pretty expensive, and that's why it's not about like I gave you the example of a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
differs.
Got it. And since you mentioned about the training part, a lot of parents are very keen to know what goes into this training of a teacher and how is it different from the training that other teachers in different curriculum takes.
So when I talk about training part is when the teachers join in. So we always assess a teacher how much they know. Okay. So we have this induction week that happens, a rigorous training for all the teachers. That's the first thing that we do. Second thing is on weekly basis also we have teacher training, a small bit of teachers training sessions that happens because and then our head of school also conducts training sessions. A lot of training goes because the training process because IB has a lot of elements that has to be brought in the classroom. And hence, if you see, and coming back to like you asked me about the difference between the other schools and ours is, in a regular school, a training might happen like an outsider will come and train you. We don't need an outsider because we our coordinators ourselves are trained. So in fact, every year I go for training and I come back with my whole training and bring it back to the team.
So speaking about the other confusions or apprehensions that a lot of parents have is there's Montessori, there is Waldorf, there is so many other offerings from different schools. So if you were to tell if there is any stark difference between those methodologies and the earlier programs at IB. So is there anything that you can throw more light on it?
So the thing is with Montessori and with Reggio, all these programs are definitely play-based method. And even we completely drive into play-based. But the whole difference here is at some point at maybe Montessori or Reggio, not against them. I love their program. It's just a little, I feel little it's more structure driven, and here it's more open-ended driven. So the child gets a voice and choice to do their own thing. And well, coming back to IB is we also have these units that we design. The units give them that opportunity to inquire more further. Like whereas I'm also trained into Reggio and other programs also. What I've seen is it's quite broader in term, but there's no conclusion at some point. Whereas the whole thing of IB is there's some point there's action driven. So I love that whole part of IB which talks about action driven. Example, if you're learning about say environment and trees, in I don't want to specifically name any program. In a particular program, they will just inquire. But at in IB, when I inquire, at some point I stop by and say, hey, no cutting trees. Hey, let's plant more trees. So there's action driven to that point. And that's what we want our learners to come to some point to it.
Got it. And speaking about the age criteria with the
Mm.
new NEP 2020, we've observed a lot of changes happening in CBSE and other curriculum. So at early years a program in IB, what is the age criteria for a kid to join in? And can you tell us more about that?
So we start 3 years onwards. Yeah. So
Okay.
in our school, we start with 2 years onwards. That's playgroup. But
Okay.
generally, when you say IB, EYP, it starts from 3 years. That's called as early years one. And it goes
Okay.
about till 6 years old. So I don't think so particularly there will be much changes for IB early years because we do follow whatever is given out in the NEP system. Maybe probably we'll see how it is because once it's officially out there, so we'll have a team meeting and we'll see about it. Yeah.
Got it. And how's the admission process like? Which time of the year should a parent approach you for the admission at Mount Litera School International?
So we usually tell the parents come mid-year, I would say rather, when once the school starts, we start in the month of August, and you should usually visit post Diwali. That's post start from November onwards. The reason is
Okay.
because you are looking into a school for your child, and I'm sure everybody wants to go and visit different schools. So post November onwards, you have a good time period for your child, and we do interaction process like what you were asking about. So we have a informal interaction process just to know about the child and the background, but nothing much as such. So I usually tell my friend circle that come after 3-4 months when the school reopens.
Got it. In the
Yeah.
interest of time, we're having to wind up for today, but there's so much more that I wanted to know about the early years program. So we will do it at a later stage. But for now, thank you so much for joining. And I
Thank
hope
you.
some
Thank
of
you
our
so
conversation inputs are of some help for parents who are looking for good schools in and around BKC.
Definitely. And yeah, if they are in and around in school, I'll be the face to help them. All right.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Sanatan.
Thank you.